Well, hello.
Hi,
Happy Monday,
Christy.
everybody. Hello. We have Clean Car Chris on with us tonight. So excited to talk to this gentleman right here. Chris, I have to tell you that I have followed you for quite a while now, and to have you on is just really exciting. We got to talking a little bit backstage, and I've already learned some very interesting facts to you. So I am so excited to dive into that. But before we do, you guys, just to remember that Thor spring clearance is still up and running, up to 80% off while supplies last. They are continuing to put new stuff into that spring clearance every single day. Yum is fully restocked. We have the wash pads, and I think it is the wheel. The wheel woolies that will hopefully be back in stock in about a week or so. And then, of course, we have Pan's new polisher that is just dropped. So get it while it's hot. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. And again, we have Chris. How are you?
What's up, everybody? Hi, Christy. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure meeting you finally. We've been going back and forth a bit, so I'm happy
Yes,
to be here. I'm excited.
me too. So I am ready, honestly, just to jump right into it. I think this is going to be a great conversation. I've been talking to a lot of people, following or, as we've been getting ready for this. And I know a lot of people are excited to talk to you and just kind of see what this whole, Clean Car Chris and good vibes, right, is all about. So let's just jump into it. For those that don't know who you are, if you will give us just the little bit of a backstory to Clean Car Chris, let's introduce yourself.
All right. Hi, everybody out there. I'm Clean Car Chris. I am a Jamaican detailer living and working in Florida. I'm all about building the good vibes in the community and, connecting with the people out there, all the detailers, anybody in the car detailing industry. It's all about the connection, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you were sharing with me a little bit. You just said you are Jamaican,
Yes.
and I know that you are obviously in Florida right now. And I just assumed that you were, born and raised in Jamaica and you went straight to Florida. But share with them what you shared with me, which I thought was pretty cool on, where you were born and whatnot.
All right. Well, my family is Jamaican. I am actually born in Canada, in Toronto. My mom gave birth to me there and then took me straight from the hospital, basically straight back to Jamaica. So I was raised in Jamaica from, I don't know, a month old, pretty much, all the way till I was in my late teens. And then I moved to Florida for a bit to attend university. And then I moved back to Jamaica for a few. And then I returned again to Florida now for the last, I would say, I don't know, 23 years or something like that.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is pretty cool. And you were sharing with me that it was easier to get citizenship at that time in Canada than it was in the US.
Well, pretty much it was easier for Jamaicans to travel
Or to
to,
travel.
yeah,
Okay.
to travel to Canada or to the UK, for example, versus America.
Okay.
So at the time, my mom was able to travel to Canada to give birth to me and then, head back to
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Yeah. That is very cool. So you are all about, and you just said it here, and I think everybody knows you are all about the good vibes. This is like your motto. This is your moniker. This is what I
Yeah,
think
most
you say it
definitely.
in pretty much every, video before you start. So where did that come from? And does it have anything to do with your Jamaican roots? But let me know, how did that come about?
Oh man, the good vibes is just it goes way back pretty much. I know the good vibes only kind of saying is kind of not relatively new or popular. I mean, it's a popular saying these days for the
Yeah.
last couple of years. But I remember people saying that from as a kid growing up in Jamaica all the time, good
Yeah.
vibes. And even to the extent that my family in Jamaica was heavily involved in cycling, road cycling. And
Okay.
my dad at the time actually had a race team, a local race team, and he called it Good Vibes Racing.
Oh, wow.
So the name has just kind of been around the family and so forth. And then later on, I just we took the saying, and it's just all about the good vibes because that's what I'm trying to push, really and
Yeah.
truly, though. It's just having a positive vibration all around the board.
Yeah. I totally agree. And I can tell you that and I'm not just saying this, but you like emulate those positive vibes. Like you don't only just say it, but when you watch your videos,
Right.
you feel it. And again, I'm probably not the only one in this chat who feels that way. I mean, you just kind of exude that positivity. So that's really cool. I love that.
I'm glad to hear that, because you see the view counts and you see how many people see your stuff, but I don't really talk to too many people who actually tell me that they actually see my video. So to hear that from you, that you're actually feeling the good vibe come across the screen,
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. That means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you guys always, like I say during these chats, sorry guys, it's a Monday. My brain's going all over the place right now. I apologize. As I normally say, if you drop a question, I will try to star it or get to it right away. If I have missed your question, please continue to put it in the chat. But I will definitely try to get to them as I see them. So you are around, you said the Fort Lauderdale area of Florida.
Yes.
So you said you came to Florida to go to the university. What did you go to school for? What is your schooling in?
I went to business school and I majored in marketing.
Okay.
So I did
So
4 years in
where
marketing.
does detailing fit into that? Was this something that you've always wanted to do, or did it come with the marketing? How did detailing evolve from marketing?
I would say detailing came along way after I went to school. You know what I mean? Because that was 20 something years ago, right? And I've only been detailing now for maybe, I said, like full-time detailing for a living. I would say for maybe 3 years, maybe 4
Oh,
years,
okay.
4 years, maybe something like that. So
Okay.
I guess the marketing helps, I guess, in some sort of sense, because you got to market yourself to gain customers, gain clients, and of course, pushing out content too it's a whole marketing thing there as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah.
You should
And
know.
you Yeah, well, I do, except like I was telling you backstage, that whole consistency thing, you really do push content. You have a video out every Wednesday,
Yes.
and you really don't or haven't missed a beat. And in 2 years, you have 28.3 thousand followers. So, man, that's pretty amazing. I
Uh,
mean,
thank,
congratulations on that number, you
thank you
know?
very much, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed. You know what I mean? It means a lot.
Yeah. No, it's totally awesome. So you went to school in business and marketing. Were you in a business and marketing position before you found it detailing, or what were you doing before you found
Before
detailing?
detailing, okay,
Yeah.
well, I was in the trucking transportation industry for about 20 years as a truck owner operator, independent trucker,
Oh, okay.
for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Hauling, you in the trucking game, you name it, I probably did it almost, all different type of trucking gigs.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did that for, like I said, almost 20 years. And then I got out, I started detailing a little bit on the side towards the end of my trucking career. And then I tapered off the trucking and then just went full time into detailing.
So when did you realize that detailing could become this full-blown business? I mean, you just woke up one day and was like, I want to wash a car. I mean, how did you figure out that this is what you want to do to,
You
you know
know,
what I mean, to take up your time?
it's funny. I mean, when I was trucking, I was a one-man operation pretty much, just me and my truck, right? On the road, hauling, making money. So I was always kind of like brainstorming, what's another way I could make money with just me, just as another one-man show, right? And I was always into cars a little bit. And then even on some of my trucking routes, I would like pass homes
Mm,
or whatever, and I would see a mobile detailer outside just working by themselves, doing their thing, right? So I always kind of had an interest, like, you know what, if I ever needed to find another one-man operation type of business model, I mean, detailing could possibly be it, right? So
yeah,
I kind of always had it in my mind. And like I said, I just started to do it a little bit on the side, and then little by little, it just took over.
it just took over.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. And are you staying pretty busy? So do you detail 7 days a week? Is this?
No, not 7 days. I would say 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. I occasionally work on weekends. However, I'm a family man. I'm married and I have two teenagers.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah, they're very busy into their activities and sports and whatnot. So I try and find that healthy balance of work and
Mm,
juggling family and all that good stuff.
yeah. How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking?
15 and 13.
Oh, okay. So you have, is that eighth grade, or is that eighth grade, or are they both in high school?
Middle school, one is in middle school, one is in high school.
Yep, one in high school. Whew,
Yeah.
man, how's that? And you said are they boys, girls?
One girl, one boy.
Oh, that is so awesome. Man, that work-life balance can be pretty tricky. So I totally get that. And the fact that you're still dropping a video a week, through all of that is pretty darn amazing.
Yeah, it's a
So
lot to juggle work, family, content, all of that. It's a lot.
yeah, no, okay. So are you mobile, or are you mobile and you work from home, or how is your business set up?
Both. I'm primarily mobile. Usually, I do have my garage set up at home to work. Also, I bring bigger jobs to the house. Say like um you'd say like a polishing job or a ceramic coating job or a car that just needs like a lot of love, like not necessarily a disaster detail, but like almost there.
Yeah.
If the client is cool with dropping it off, then um, I'll kind of push that narrative. But if not, I'll still go mobile. But to be honest, my business model is like mostly maintenance details,
Okay.
and I've kind of done that purposely. Um, it's good recurring income, and I like working for clients that I kind of want to work for also. So it's
Mm,
good, building relationships with clients and going to go take care of their vehicles on a regular basis.
yeah.
That's kind of the more of the business model. Ceramic coatings and polishing jobs and stuff like that. They come around and they're kind of like just a little bit of extra gravy on top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's pretty much the deal.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about like a brick and mortar or a shop, or are you set with detailing from home and mobile if needed?
I think I have the model set up kind of, I'm pretty happy where I'm at right now. And
Yeah.
plus, putting an emphasis on content also.
Yeah.
Yeah, juggling actually the maintenance details and pushing out the content. That's the real focus at the moment.
Very cool. So, what are you into more? Would you rather do an interior detail or exterior? Do you have a preference?
Oh boy. I've kind of learned to enjoy them both.
Okay.
Uh, a really dirty interior. I enjoy the before and after and the feeling I get after the turnaround, pretty much.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
man, sometimes the real dirty interiors, especially in this Florida heat, can really be a pain.
Mm,
Um, Exterior details I like to, but it kind of goes back to what I was saying. I do a lot of maintenance stuff, so a lot of the cars I do see, to be honest, are maintenance details, just keeping them
yeah.
up. So I do enjoy both, but for different reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, I just had a detail on Sunday, and from the pictures, the interior didn't look too bad. And then once I got into it, there was gum
Yeah.
stuck everywhere. I was like, I did not sign up for this.
And
Um,
you tell me if this happens to you too. Like the same thing. Even sometimes when I go and like look at a vehicle ahead of time and give like an estimate, I'll look, but then I give my estimate, and then while I go to do the job, I'm just like, man, I don't remember it looking like this. Like,
yes, I didn't charge enough.
yeah, kind of thing, because looks are always deceiving. I think when it comes to,
Yeah,
to detailing, not until you're actually working on the car and you're
yeah,
like really getting in there, then you're
yeah.
realizing, like, man,
Yeah.
this needs
And
some
I
work.
agree. I agree. And I think pictures are deceiving too. I have really learned
Yeah.
because pictures just don't show everything. Sometimes the angle or,
Mhm.
just the lighting.
Yeah,
Because I can tell
absolutely.
you, if I would have seen all of the stuck on gum that was in there, I wouldn't have done it. I would have been like, or I would have charged more. So then I guess that's my question for you. When you've been in those situations, have you then changed the price? Have you been like, hey, this is much more? Much more that I have to do here. So we're going to have to up the ante, or do you just kind of leave it at that baseline that you quoted them and call it a day?
It kind of depends on the scenario and possibly who the client is. If it's somebody I know or I've worked for multiple times before, I'll probably just work with it, because
Yeah.
we already have a good relationship. If it's a total random, yeah, I would probably have to, at this point, I would probably have to contact them and be like, look, I found this issue. This wasn't in the original estimate.
Yeah.
This is gonna, be a little bit more to take care of, and so forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely. The detail that I did was, I mean, not a good friend, but it was like an acquaintance, you know what I mean? So of course I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. But
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it totally.
you know,
Yeah, of course. Sometimes you gotta make some things slide, just for what's the word now? Just to get through the day smoothly or
yeah,
whatever.
I totally agree. So as I said, like we have somebody giving me heck already. Christy, that sounds like your Jeep. My interior, I have 4 kids. So my interior, there's no stuck on gum, okay, Jay, in my interior, but it's definitely not the
Man,
cleanest part of my car. So
man, I'm really stoked to see that there's actually a chat in here and people are actually talking to each other and asking questions and saying what's up to me. That's really cool.
yeah, we have about, I think about 50 people on right now. So
Yo, shout out everybody in the chat, man. Thanks for chiming in. Good vibes
yeah.
all day. I see you, Dan's Diamond Detailing.
And I do have a couple questions, guys. So I have been starring your questions and we will get to them. I absolutely promise you. So please keep them coming. I have a lot of product questions, which are kind of in our conversation. So please stay tuned because we will definitely get to products. Right now, I'm kind of just wanting to learn a little more about Chris. Where did the name come from? Clean Car Chris. How did you come up with that? Because it's actually pretty catchy.
Just brainstorming in general. I kind of knew off the top of my head when I was coming up with a name. I didn't want the typical, I shouldn't say typical, I didn't want like a ABC detailing or XYZ detailing.
Yeah.
I wanted to really purposely like brand myself. And my name is Chris, obviously. So I was kind of trying to come up with something that would go with Chris. And the word clean in Jamaica or in the Caribbean in general, I know in Jamaica for sure, clean is kind of like a slang almost to say, hey, you
Oh,
look clean, like that means you really look good, like you can say,
okay.
oh, my outfit's so clean, or, you're looking clean today, man. That means you're looking great, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd say like, yo, the car clean, you know what I mean? So when I
Yeah.
would say, yo, the car clean, well, clean car Chris, that kind of sounds like it has
Ah,
kind of a jingle to it. So it was just more that thought process behind the whole thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
It works, man. It really works.
Thank
So
you.
it does. It really does. And it just goes with that whole good vibes thing. And man, I am feeling the good vibes right now. I am so excited in this live. I will tell everybody we do have 2 giveaways. We have one that we're going to do. It's a coding giveaway, and that's being sponsored by Ulysses. Masters of the Shine Detailing. And then I'm also going to do a giveaway for one of Chris's, for some of his merch. So one of his Good Vibes t-shirts. We will do that giveaway as well.
That sounds great.
Okay, so again, I have questions coming in, so I will start. So you are in, and we talked about it, I think you talked about it a little bit. You're in Florida, and you are in Florida weather. So you are in that, even though I've never been there, I understand it's the heat, it's the humidity, it's the rain. So what is that like day to day for you? Like because some of it can kind of be pretty sporadic, right? Like just start raining out of nowhere. How do you deal with that? And
Oh yeah, yo, I would say a Florida mobile detailer has to be very versatile and know how to kind of like handle themselves in any situation, really, because of what you just said. The weather is so unpredictable here, right? We can be extremely hot and out of nowhere a thunderstorm will roll through, or over the winter. I mean, our Florida winter is cool for us, right? We'll have like 50s in the morning, 60s in the morning. This is the time I look forward to detail, right? The weather is actually comfortable, nice. But
yeah,
even for example, it was I got rained on a detail just last week. You know what I mean? So it can be challenging, but you just have to kind of like plan ahead, and doing it over a particular period of time. Now you kind of learn how to adjust and
yeah.
how to adjust your process. You know what I mean?
So are you doing a lot of ceramic coatings? Is that, what would you say what are you doing the most? I know you said maintenance cleans, but are you doing a lot of paint correction? Are you doing ceramic coatings?
No, not too many. Like I said, they will come in every once in a while, which is welcome because it's a high ticket service.
Yes.
But no, my business is, I would say, man, almost
Just all
90%
maintenance.
maintenance. Yeah, about 90%. You know what I mean? I'm the maintenance guy around where I live,
Awesome.
around my city. I'm just like the maintenance guy. That's what has kind of how everything has kind of transpired to be,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with. You know what I mean? I like the reoccurring income. I like building good customer relationships with clients who, at this point, you're seeing people every 2 weeks or every month.
Yeah. No,
So you build a good rapport with them and so forth. But the coatings, I would say it's very, very sporadic. I never know when one will come in, but when it comes in, it's great. I love doing them, and like I said, you can make a decent dollar amount, which is
yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You asked me about paint correction too. I do not do a lot of paint correction either. I do more paint enhancement type work.
Okay.
I don't think I've developed the full skills to say I'm a paint correction specialist of any type. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not, and I don't think I act like I am either. I can do a nice, decent one step. And for example, when I'm installing a ceramic coating, I'll do like a paint enhancement or a one step. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to push on the client that I'm going to give you a showroom finish with a two-step paint correction. That's just not me at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
I feel you on that. Me either. Me either. Have you ever taken any classes or done any training, or are you completely self-taught? And if so, did you learn from YouTube, or how did that instruction come about? How did you train yourself?
Yes, but I basically taught myself for the most part. YouTube videos, of course, but you definitely have to sift through. There's a lot of misinformation on the internet, as
Yeah.
everyone knows. So again, it's using a lot of logical common sense, right? And going through YouTube and practicing on friends and family's cars at first and so forth. And to answer your question about a training, I've done one training, and I did that with Pete Details up in Orlando. So shout out Peter Tan.
Okay.
I went up to see him last September, I believe, and it was one of the most awesome experiences I've ever had since I've been in the industry. So shout out to Peter.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And it was was it a paint correction, or what kind of training was it? Just an
It
all
was
around?
it was all around detailing, but no paint correction. Everything else pretty much covered for the most part, but no polishing. But he's big on the whole rotary and
Oh, okay.
polishing instructions and stuff like that. He's a really good teacher on that side of things. But he and I just did pretty much everything besides paint correction.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you, talking backstage, you had mentioned that you don't watch, a lot of podcasts. You don't really watch a lot of TV. Are there any YouTube channels? Is there anybody that you will watch or that you enjoy watching in terms of detailing?
Detailing, in the early days, I started watching. This is during the pandemic time, I believe, when everybody was probably watching a lot of
Yeah.
YouTube, right?
Right.
I remember coming across channels like the Detail Geek.
Mm.
That gentleman, he's in Canada doing a lot of disaster details. There's another channel here, an American guy. I think he's in Ohio, Stafford's Garage, I believe.
Oh yeah, I used to
Yeah,
watch.
he
Yeah.
does a lot of kind of like disaster stuff too. Who else is there? Of course, Panda Organizer is out there.
Yeah.
I watch a bunch of his stuff on Serrano's Detailing. I saw you had I forget the guy's name though. He's from Miranda's Detailing.
Oh yeah.
Is his name Phil?
Phil Miranda.
Yeah. I've watched his channel a bunch too. He's very educational. He's very knowledgeable about the stuff
Yeah.
he's doing. So I learned a lot of stuff from him also.
Yeah.
Channels like that,
Yeah. And did you say Serrano's mobile?
Yeah, I believe it's Serrano. I believe it's a detailer in Texas, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
was he in the chat? Yeah, that's let's see. I thought I saw him. Maybe I didn't see him. Um, but he comes in here
You had him on the
sometimes.
channel too, right? You had him on the podcast too, did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Awesome.
very cool. Yeah. Carlos, he's an amazing dude too. So, yeah, Miranda Detailing.
Mhm.
I don't, does he even still have a channel? I don't see him like I used to. I used to watch him quite a bit. Um, so
I'm not sure. I'm
I'm
not
not,
sure.
yeah, I'm not even sure either. So I have a lot of questions already. Think I have like 15 questions starred that I know people are dying to ask. So we're about 26 minutes in. Let's go ahead and start talking tools and equipment and products because I
Sure.
know a lot of people are asking.
Mhm.
So let me get to some of the questions, and these questions might answer questions that we already have in the outline. So let's start with this question here. What is your favorite video that you have made for YouTube?
Wow. Just pick one random off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Uh,
do you have one that like stands out to you that you really enjoy doing?
the first one that comes to mind, to be honest, is the garage setup at home. I did a video of just how my setup is in my garage. I don't know, for some reason that came to mind, and I remember filming it, thinking back now, and it was just such a easy video to shoot. I probably did it in almost one take. It was just fun to see, just to show everybody that I don't have the fanciest setup at all, but I just have all the right tools to make the job happen. You know what I mean?
There
So
you go.
I was proud to show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really quickly, look who's in here. So Serrano's Mobile.
Oh no way! Shout out Serrano's, man.
Interior for life. Yeah, he's the interior king.
Nice, nice.
That's really awesome. Yeah, man, I love videos that are easy to shoot that you can almost do in one take, and then the editing. How are you with editing? Do you enjoy editing your videos?
No, I have a videographer who does shoots me and he edits the
Okay,
videos.
that is
So
awesome.
the shout out to my videographer Blackout. He's amazing. He's the man.
That is very cool. Man, one day, if I had somebody to shoot and edit my videos, I'd be busting out 2 or 3 a week, man. That would
I gotta step it up, right?
I mean, goodness gracious, that is pretty awesome, though. Okay, we have Liz is asking, what is your go-to interior cleaner?
PNS Express Interior Cleaner. Yeah, I
Okay,
usually dilute it maybe like 1 to 1,
okay,
typically, and that works great for me. I love it.
yeah. That was one of the first ones that I started using, way back, and I always really liked it.
But I
Um,
must, but I must say, sorry to cut you. Even
oh
on the
no, no, no.
interior side, even on the interior side, I like to use a lot of rinseless too. So I use
Mhm.
the Absolute
Okay,
rinseless, diluted correctly too for the interiors as well, and I find that works pretty
nice.
well, especially on maintenance stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to
You
shout out the
find
rinseless.
Yeah, you find out, especially for maintenance, that you really don't need a bunch of harsh chemicals. Rinseless
Yeah,
really takes
precisely, precisely.
care of a lot. Carlos will tell you that he is soap for life. So, but he says thank you for watching his channel.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out Serrano's, man. Big up everybody in Texas. It's all love.
Nice. I love
Yeah.
that. Um, Christy has someone that takes lids off her bucket. So there's an inside joke. I got buckets and the Gamma Seal, I couldn't get it on. People like to make fun of me in here. That's okay. I'm a good sport.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here we go. Next question. We have here we go. Chingy wants to know, what was your favorite part of MTE?
MTE was so cool. It was a really awesome experience. I would say the coolest thing about the whole experience was two things really, but they're pretty similar. It was seeing a lot of people in the industry who I normally just see on YouTube, like all these the faces of certain brands, like Auto Fiber, Biobombs. Shout out Christian from
Yeah.
Biobombs, by the way. Awesome dude. And seeing the face of the guys who you just see on the Rag Company channels, stuff like that, to actually see the people in real
Yeah.
life and actually approach them and have a conversation with them. That was a cool experience. But what was also equally as cool was meeting a few detailers who I've only spoken to or corresponded with on Instagram. Never met them in person, and I actually went there and I met a few guys in person for the first time.
That is
So
awesome.
like I said, I'm all about the connection with the detailers, right? So
Yes.
to meet a few fellas up there who I never met in person before, that was really awesome.
That is great. And
Yeah.
we will talk about here in just a second because you've started something called Meet the Detailers. And so
Yes.
that will come up. I know some people have asked about that. We will get to that because I think that's super interesting and I'm excited to hear about that. So let's go ahead and answer a few more questions. What is your favorite pre-wash?
Favorite pre-wash at the moment is Gion Foam, I would
Okay.
say. Yeah, I love Gion stuff. So shout out to everybody at Gion.
Yes. And I think I told you this when we started corresponding that you are the reason I tried Gion Wet Coat.
Yeah, when you sent me that message, I was like, no way. You actually
Yes.
saw one of my videos? That was
Yep.
so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was like, gosh, that must have been over a year.
Yeah.
Well over a year ago.
That was probably in the first year I started pushing out content, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to
But
say
to
maybe
hear that you actually saw one of my videos, that was like, really
yes,
cool.
yes. And you made it, I mean, you just made it look great. So I literally, after watching your video, I got on and I ordered it like literally straight away. So, and it's good stuff.
You gotta
So,
love that quote.
yeah, definitely. Carlos is asking, are you foam or rinseless if you had a choice? He's
You have a
hoping you're
choice?
going to say foam. If
Foam
you
or
had a
rinseless?
foam or rinseless, what would you use?
Well, it kind of depends, right? I think because if you need to pre-soak a car or something like that, you probably want to use that more foam type, unless you're using, I don't know, dark fury or something like that, diluted, you can spray it on the car. Rinseless for sure if the car just needs a touch up or a light cleaning, so
Yeah. So it
either
depends.
or. Yeah, it depends, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Absolutely agree with that one.
Well, Carlos is all about Serrano's. What you all about? The foam or what you got to say?
Oh, if you know Carlos, he is definitely a soap. He's definitely a soap
Yeah,
guy.
rinseless to me is just for almost a garage kept car that just needs to be touched up. That's the only time I would personally pull out the rinseless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't mean, yeah, look at him. I don't mean to speak for Carlos, but there you go, right there. I think his idea is that rinseless is boring.
Yeah. I get it though. I get it.
That's a little inside joke, but we love it though. Okay, we have Greg asking, and this actually is one of my questions, but I'll take it from Greg here. So, top 5 products. If you could recommend 5 products to somebody, what would those 5 products be?
Wow. Any detailing product?
Anything. So your top or just your top 5, like the top, that maybe the ones you're reaching for often, or that you choose.
A good rinseless.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm a maintenance guy, and rinseless works great for maintenance. So your favorite rinseless? You're gonna have to have a good interior cleaner too, at some point if you're gonna tackle a dirtier vehicle, right? So I already just said, I love the express cleaner. Products. Dark Fury is awesome. Very versatile. You can use it on those wheels. You can use it as awesome pre-wash. It's good for the bugs, all that stuff in one product. I'm all about using products that are versatile. Products that have more than one application at different dilutions and so forth.
Yeah.
Green Star. I love Green Star. I use Green Star a lot. Kosh Chemi.
Yep.
Then soap, of course. We're talking detailing, right? Soap is super common. Soap I like to use a lot on the daily is actually P&S Pearl.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Pearl a lot. Was that 5? I lost count there.
No, I think so. I think you got it.
I was on the money? 5? No way.
I think it was.
Yeah. That's just kind of off the top. There's so many more, man, but
yeah,
I just try to keep it to the basics that you really need, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Are you one for trying new products and testing them, or do you kind of just stay set in the products that you have?
I'm pretty set, I would say. I don't like to branch out too much. I mean, maybe I'm just set in my ways. Maybe it's a personality thing, or I'm just kind of like dialed into my process. But you know what? Just to touch on meet the detailers too.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it too much unless you do.
No,
But I'm
we can jump right into it.
right, but meeting a lot of detailers now, and hearing the products they use and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and seeing them actually use it
Yeah.
um, in real time, it kind of does open up. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like maybe I should give that a try for real. That looks like I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm definitely a student of the game. Definitely no big ego over here, and learning every day. There's something
Yeah.
new to learn all the time. So
Yeah.
I love when detailers give me tips too. So you know,
Yeah. No,
stuck in my
absolutely.
ways, but I'm not closed off of trying new things either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
What
love
about
that.
you? What about you?
Oh, well, let's see if anybody, talks crap in the chat. I have a problem. Okay.
What's up?
If I could tell you that I am addicted to anything, it might be products. I love buying the new things and trying them. So, but only because I am more of your hobbyist, right? Like I'm not making a living off of this, so it's okay in my eyes. Like I'm not buying gallons because I'm trying to be economical. You know what I
Right,
mean? I'm
right,
just I'm buying new things, to try. I love trying things, and it got to a point where I mean, my garage is my safe space. It got to a point where I couldn't even see like the floor. Okay, just boxes and crap everywhere. So I have since, kind of, weeded things out, and I'm trying not to be a hoarder of products anymore. But man, I love trying new things. And when, like you
right.
just said, you talk to people or you see
Yeah,
people using something and it works and it looks amazing. It's like, man,
mhm.
I want to try it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
I
totally get
get
it.
I get caught in that, you know what I mean? So
But there are times too where I do what kind of makes me fall back sometimes. There are times where I do try something different. I'm like, oh man,
yeah,
why didn't I just stick to the product I was using originally? Like, why did I do this? And I'm kind of like, I'm not trying
yeah,
nothing new anymore. I'm just gonna stick to the stuff I like. And then,
yeah,
you kind of go back in that mode for a while, and then, you know
yeah,
them. You know
yeah. No, I totally get it. Like people are saying, repent, Christy. I'm trying.
them.
It's funny. Like, I'm the girl, who, like any other girl, would, be buying shoes or purses. But if you ask me, I'm buying chemicals. Like, it's just one of those things. So, but okay, I do want to get into the meet the detailers. Let me get a few more questions through because we still have
Sure,
quite a lot, and then we will
sure,
get to meet the detailers because this again is the most, I think, one of the most exciting parts here. So,
sure.
yes, Keith, soap instead of shoes. Although I still love me some shoes. Okay. All right, so here we go. Um, Oh, okay. This one, Chris, I enjoy your content, love your positivity. But I must ask, was the Rag Company interview as awkward as it looked at MT? Ah,
That's so funny. Who said that? David, right? Oh my God.
David, was
Oh, that's hilarious.
was it
We-
awkward? Did it feel awkward to you? I don't know.
Uh,
Um,
I think you
I
probably already know my answer by me laughing like this, right?
mean,
Right. I mean,
feel
I
a
wouldn't.
little weird.
It didn't feel. I forget the gentleman's name. I think it's
I think
Anthony.
Anthony, yeah,
Yeah, Anthony. Yeah. Let me just say, shout out to Anthony. Right. This is me. Right. I've never been to MTE before. Never met any of these people before in my life. I just went up there brawling. Just like yo. This,
yeah,
I just introducing myself to everybody. This is me, Clean Car Chris. Nice to meet you guys. This is what I'm all about. I'm just trying to let everybody know what I'm trying to do, right?
yeah,
So, chances are there were going to be some kind of awkward moments with some people, I guess, and maybe that
yeah,
was one of them. It was a
yeah,
little awkward maybe in the beginning, but then, we kept talking and it leveled out. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, that's awesome.
It's funny you say that though, because when I rewatched the video, I was kind of like, man, for real, I kind of did,
It
kind of
looks
did look a little awkward.
yeah. Yeah. Chinky, I was just going to say this. So he said, watch Anthony's interview and then watch yours with Christian, and you can see the night and day vibes. And I totally agree. No shade against Anthony,
Oh no,
but Christian is an amazing guy. And honestly, you two, I've met Christian. I spent some time with him at SEMA, and he is such a chill, laid back, good vibe dudes. Like you
yeah,
guys, seriously, like it makes sense that you would bring those
yeah,
good vibes together.
yeah. Big up Christian, man, awesome
We're
guy.
awesome
What
people.
an awesome conversation, and big
Yeah.
up everybody I met there too. You know who was super cool there too? Guy from Auto Fiber.
Ian.
It wasn't Ian. It was
Oh,
He's always in all their content stuff.
oh, that's right.
I want to think his name is Matt. I'm almost
No, I don't
98% sure
remember.
his name is Matt.
Okay.
Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but that
Yeah.
gentleman I spoke to on that same MTE video,
Awesome.
he was super cool too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris, there was a question. Do you still live in Canada? No, Chris is in Broward County. Did I say that right? Broward?
Broward County, Florida.
Broward
Yeah.
County, Florida. So
954, baby.
there you go.
Yeah.
Just north of Miami in Fort Lauderdale.
Yep. Pretty
Right?
much. Yes.
Perfect. Ulysses wants to know, do you make shirts for plus size detailers? What do your shirt sizes? Is it just to extra large?
I think extra large is the biggest one, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have to, depending on who wins the shirt, we'll talk about it. Maybe you get a hat. Okay, we have Franco saying, can you share your chicken recipe, or is it a family secret? Are you a good cook? Do you cook Jamaican cuisine?
I cook.
Very nice.
For sure. Jerk chicken, man, you just season your meat, wash your meat. You want to get into a whole cooking thing right now?
Yeah, no. I mean, we could, but I mean, these podcasts tend to go anywhere. Here we go. A couple more questions. What is your favorite pad?
Dan's Diamond pad? What type of pad are you talking about, man?
So when for paint, for when you're doing your enhancement, your paint enhancement.
Oh, pads. You know what? I like to pair 3D one with Eurofiber pads.
Okay.
I think those work pretty good.
Yeah.
So those pads that kind of have the
50-50.
The 50-50, exactly. Yeah, Christy, you know what's up though. You know what's up. Yeah. Exactly. Like I said, I usually just do like a one step. I'm not the paint correction guy.
Yeah.
But for a nice one step, I think 3D one does well with those 50-50 pads. You get a nice result.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Let's see, a couple more questions, guys. Again, I'm getting to them, but we are about 45 minutes through. So let's go ahead and do our first giveaway. So this is going to be, and Ulysses, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is for either a KCX coating or Hydrolite. Ulysses, tell me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right. So whoever wins gets to choose. Okay, so here's the question. So this is for KCX or the KCX coating. Is Ulysses still in here? I think I'm saying this correctly. Yes, KCX coating or Hydrolite. So here's the question. What did Chris say was his job before he started detailing? What was Chris's job before he started detailing? Let's see who was listening.
You want me to? Oh, that's the question for the. Oh, okay.
Okay, they come quickly. I think it's Jay. Mm-hmm. Truck driver. Can we accept that? Yeah. Are we good? So Jay, you have won. Congratulations.
I'm having a hard time to see who, to see all this chat here, but it's going good. That was Jay. What's up, Jay Hawkers?
Yes, that was Jay.
Oh, shout out Jay Hawkers, man.
Yes.
Yeah, every time. Me and him talk all the time on social media.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, he always engages with my content and stuff. So
I love that.
Big up Jay Hawkers, man.
And that worked out, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Jay, email is on the screen. Email me and we will get your giveaway taken care of. Again, congratulations. Carlos says this is rigged. It's not rigged, I swear. Let's go ahead. Again, we have a few more questions, but I wanted, before we run out of time, and I will get to your questions. Are you on a time crunch? We usually go about an hour. Is that okay?
I'm not on a time crunch at all.
Okay, perfect. So you have started something called Meet the Detailers.
Yes.
So this has been something I think is pretty cool. And, it really resonates with me because, like I said to you backstage, the whole point of these podcasts, or what I love about them, is getting to meet different people and getting to hear
Right.
stories, which I feel is maybe kind of the same, same thing that you kind of have going with this Meet the Detailers. So what inspired you to start Meet the Detailers, and kind of talk to me about how that's been going, how you
Okay.
find people, and let's hear about it.
Let me tell you something. I'm super proud, super pumped about starting and doing the series.
Nice.
Meet the Detailers is the vibe. I started it because, I don't know, 2.5 years into detailing, I'm just detailing by myself. I had no network of people apart from the guys at the local detail shop, right? And shout out to those guys too, Dave and the whole crew at Detail Superstore Fort Lauderdale. Shout out to those guys. But I'm there detail. I'm like, man, I don't really know anybody in the industry. Like, geez, this is kind of a drag, So I was like, how can I reach out and meet some people? And I already had a channel going, and I was like, you know what, it would be cool to have more people, people besides me on the channel. You know what I mean? Because I'm about the people, man, and about connecting with people. So I was like, you know what, let me just start hitting up some detailers randomly on Instagram, and let's just get this thing going.
Nice.
Pretty much that's how it came about. Yeah, pretty much.
So we have Chris, would it be Hype here, I'm guessing, saying I have to meet you in person. I'm in North Miami Beach.
Yeah, what's up, Chris?
So maybe
What's
we
up,
can meet.
Chris? Yeah, Miami, baby, 305.
There you go.
Mhm.
So that is awesome. So how many have you done in the series? How many detailers have you met up with so far?
I think we have, oh my gosh, I should have did my homework, right? Either
Oh,
7
that's
or 8 episodes up on the channel currently.
nice.
I've shot a couple, more than that are in the bank, going to be released soon. I have a new one coming out this Wednesday at 4 o'clock coming up.
Nice.
Yeah, where I'm actually doing, local guys around the local area, South Florida, which is pretty much like West Palm Beach,
Okay.
West Palm County, Broward County, Dade County, and those 3 counties make up South Florida pretty much. So I've
Nice.
been covering those areas, but I'm soon going to be traveling throughout Florida.
Oh,
Yeah, plans are being made, and I don't want to let too much out the bag, but I'll be
okay.
traveling through Florida, meeting detailers in all different parts of Florida soon. So everybody,
Wow.
tune into the series and check that out.
So this will be maybe like statewide,
Yeah, it's
or
gonna be. I would say, it's on the way to being statewide because I'm getting a lot of love from detailers, not only in my area but also in different parts of Florida. So we're in
that
the
is
talk. Yeah, we're in
amazing.
the talks of making things happen. And like I said, Christy, I'm all about the people, and the connection with the people. And if I can help elevate anyone, any detailer out there who is doing good work, and just trying to build that good vibe in the community. Because to be quite honest, I noticed that there is a lot of negativity in this
Mm.
space, especially on social media.
Oh
You know,
yeah. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say it. I believe that there's a lot of big egos out there in the
Mhm.
detailing community, which is fine if you're, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that ego, but just keep it respectful, especially on
Yeah.
social media. There's no reason to be going on people's pages and hating on them, when they're just out
Oh,
there trying to
yeah.
make a living or whatever the case is. So,
Yeah.
I'm all about, I'm all about receiving tips and giving tips and so forth, but just do that respectfully.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I totally agree. And the dumb thing about it is we're all here just trying to detail cars. Like we're all here
Mhm.
doing what we love to do. So
Right.
man, I really respect that. And man, to know that you are making the kind of connections where you could be going statewide, that shows, the impact that you're having on people. Obviously you've made an impact. people here in the chat. I mean, that's a really cool thing. So I'm excited to see where that goes, because it kind of sounds like it could turn into something pretty big. So I think that's awesome.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. And even seeing everybody in the chat here now, like I said, shout out everybody in the chat, just to see people actually commenting and sending back good vibrations my way. That
Yeah.
means a lot. I mean, it makes me feel like, man, people are actually seeing the content, people are actually seeing that, man, this is just about building like a good energy in the detailing community. I mean, like, who wouldn't want that, right? We're all
Yeah.
in this industry together. We all like to detail cars, whether we're
Yeah.
doing it as a hobby, as a DIYer, as an enthusiast, or you're doing it to make a living. I mean, come on. I mean, why not have a good positive mindset towards the whole thing and want to meet fellow detailers who are like-minded? You know what I mean?
Yep. No,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely. 100%.
yeah, collaborations happen at the top, all that hate and stuff. You just keep that on the lower level,
Yeah.
That's not gonna get you anywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're here to elevate, not hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 100%, man. Sal from Details says, I'm gonna hit you up when he goes to Miami. He's gonna holla at you. So,
Yo,
man,
yo, Sal, what's up, Sal? Hit me up, man. Hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. I clean
yeah,
car coach. Just hit me up.
please do, please do. Um, so I guess that's a question that was just answered. The inspiration for Meet the Detailers, obviously, just again spreading the good vibes throughout the community, highlighting people who are doing good work. Is there a story that has stuck out with you, in any of the detailers that you've met, or one that you thought, just was really
Mhm.
amazing to meet above all
For
else?
sure, for sure. First off, shout out all the guys who I did Meet the Detailers with, right? Big up everybody. There's one story that did stand out off the top of my head was with Efran from Billion Dollar Detailing. If you watch the episode, you will see he has a story about why he started his detail business. And I guess I would want you to go watch the episode to find out. But he had a very touching story about basically about him and his son
Okay.
and why he went on his detailing journey. So
Mm,
that
mm,
was a cool story. And I just filmed the episode too with Driven Detailing in Florida. He had a cool story too. So that video is gonna drop in maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks or something. So look out for that one. He had a really cool story too.
very
So,
cool. I will
so,
definitely.
so shout out all those guys. If you don't mind me, I just want to give them a quick shout out.
Yes, please.
Yeah, YK Detail, Yusef, big up yourself, bro. And then VMS Raps, Omari. He's a Jamaican too. He was on the Meet the Detailer series. I just did some work with him today too. So
Nice.
shout out to Noah from VS Details also. All these guys been keeping in contact with me and been showing a lot of love too. Like I said, even Omari from VMS Raps, he calls me up to help him out when he's like overloaded with work. So it just goes to show you, man, if you're positive with people and you want to build good relationships with people, I mean, you can actually potentially work together. I mean,
Yeah.
detailers who have like a separate entity, their own entity, actually working with another detailer, or detailers who are all doing their own thing, but you can actually come together, collaborate, and actually, make money together and share tips and tricks together. Just overall good vibes. I mean, there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. I absolutely love it. It just makes me so happy. Just the again, anybody who knows me knows this, this platform that I have, I am all about the positivity. We all have things that have gone on in our life. We've all had the negative, but man, it's really worth it to live for the positive. So I really respect that so much. We have a question here. What is the nicest car you have detailed? And in fact, I just asked him that too, backstage, because I'm like, it looks like most of these cars you're doing are like these, super cars. So what is the nicest car you've detailed?
Off the top of my head, probably this is Aventador. I did a video of it on the channel too. It was like a 1 of 63 Lamborghini too. So maybe because it's such a rare Lambo, that's
Okay.
probably why that's probably why it stands out in my eyes, I guess, because it's like I said, a rare model.
Nice.
Probably that car. Yeah, it was
What
super
color
cool
was
car.
it?
Oh man, I don't even know how to describe the color. It's like metallic bluish kind of.
Okay.
it looks different in the sunlight too. You know, it changes colors almost. It's super cool car. There's a
Nice.
video of it on the channel if you're
Okay.
interested to see. There's a
I'll
video.
have to look. Yeah. So Carlos, just so you know his story, he says he had to stop pursuing being a stripper because they said he was too short. And so
Oh
detailing
man.
became his passion. That's Carlos for you. I love it, Carlos. Glad you're here.
Oh man. Carlos got jokes, man.
Oh, he does. He's so funny. Chingy says, do you feel like the big names in industry overall are helpful to outsiders or newcomers?
That's a hard one for me to answer. Like, because I wouldn't really know how to answer that because I'm not sure how the bigger ones in the industry, how they treat others. I don't know. I really don't know because the only contact I've had with anybody in the industry, brand wise or product wise or anything like that, is when I went to MTE.
Yeah.
And, I mean, my interaction with all of them was pretty cool. So it's kind of hard to answer that, but I kind of see where this question, Chingy, I kind of see where that might be coming from because I kind of feel the same way. Like where am I going to turn to if I have questions? If I don't know anybody in the industry type of thing or whatever. So that's kind of another reason why too I started the whole media detailers too, just to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Chingy has another question for you here. He says, what has been the toughest part of running your own business and what would you have done differently in the beginning if you could start over?
The toughest part of running my own business. There's a lot of challenges, man. A lot of challenges in running a business and just juggling life overall, everything together. But business wise, I would say what is a challenge, constant challenge always. I felt like that way since the beginning, even till now, is finding that right customer. You know, I don't know if this is kind of more related to what my business model is set up like, being that it's a mostly maintenance clients and stuff like that. It's like finding that right customer who is willing to pay the price you're asking and is willing to commit to a regular schedule, you know, because I've encountered a lot of potential clients in the past that, oh yeah, for sure, I'll jump on the program, I'll jump on your maintenance program, blah, 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 blah. And then they just flake off or they do it once and they're gone or they ghost or whatever the case is. So I would say my constant challenge is always to try and find that, you wouldn't say perfect, but that ideal customer who's committed to stay on a regular schedule.
Yeah.
I think that's a shame because some people stay on for a long time and they might leave. I mean, I've had a bunch of people, I had some great customers in the past and they ended up like leaving town. They moved away somewhere. When that happens, for example, you have to, it's a business. You have to fill that void. You have to replace that customer with another one. You know what I mean? So people are always moving around. People will stick around for some time, and people will leave too. But I have the diehards who've been there from day one. So, and some newer diehards too. So shout out all the diehard customers who treat me good and are committed to the schedule, right?
Yeah.
But I see there's another quick question here to say, how would I have done things differently at the beginning?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So I mean, at the beginning, I did a lot of free details. Do I regret it? Not really. I did a lot of free details for people, but I kind of, once I did the detail, I kind of asked them to post, push it out there online on their Instagram or whatever and tag me and just like hype the whole thing up a little bit. So I'll detail your car for free, but guess what? You got to post me and hype me up.
Oh,
and, their followers will see that and then they will call me up. So it did kind of, it worked out in a sense.
Yeah.
But people sometimes think, man, you're doing all that work for free, you're not getting paid, blah, blah, blah. I get it, right? So sometimes I think about it, I'm like, man, I did so much free work and did it really pay off? Yes and no. You know what I mean? But sure.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I did that a lot and I still do that a lot. I think especially with like, friends and family, I find it so hard to charge, you know what I mean? And some people are like, oh, you have to, because, and mostly, they'll they'll give me money anyway, but I'm one to give things out for much cheaper than I
You know,
should, you know?
since now that you say that, it's true too. Like there have been times where I'm like, man, like in the past, I would like almost self-sabotage myself. Like I know I'm doing a job that's worth, just for argument's sake, that's worth $300.
Yeah.
And then when it was time to charge a customer, and the customer said, well, how much do I owe you, for example? And you'd be like, 250, 200. And I don't know, you just kind of self-sabotage yourself.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
guilty of that. I used to do that a lot, but then at some point there has to be some type of turning point, right? Where you're kind of like, you know what?
Yeah.
I know I'm doing some decent work here. The car is looking great, and
I agree.
at the end of the time, you kind of have to value your time.
Yeah.
Detailing too, man. It's a very time. It can be time consuming, and it's a lot of work, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
man, you gotta charge, man. You gotta value the time on this charge.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm definitely learning.
I totally see where you're coming from, man. I totally feel
Yeah,
it.
it's hard. It's hard, man.
Sometimes, yeah.
I'm a giving person in general. You know what I mean? It's just that's my personality. But yeah, you get me. You get it. You get it. David is asking, have you had any experience with chemicals from Thor, the House of Rags? If not, he recommends Detail Co, Yum, and Labo Cosmetica. Are you familiar with any of those brands?
No, I'm not. I've heard of Yum.
Yeah. Yum is taken over.
No, Yum is taking over. Let me see. Labo Cosmetica. Never heard of those before.
No.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you been on the House of Rags? Have you been on their website?
No, I mean, I've just been on this YouTube channel since you and I have been in contact.
Yeah.
I've been checking out more of the content stuff, more of the podcast type stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out though.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out. Thehouseofrags.com. Detail Co is the house brand, if you will. Yum is one that they've brought over from the UK. And then, of course, Labo Cosmetica is Italian. So the House of Rags is global now, and they are, bringing in brands from all over the world, which is a really cool thing. So, yeah, you'll have to definitely check them out. Check out lots on that site. Lots going on. Another question here. What have you found is the best way to deal with sand when detailing? Is sand, I want to assume that sand is an issue in Florida. Is it an issue? And what do you do for it, Chris?
It can be an issue because, the beach is right here, right? So,
yeah,
man, you just got to, I don't know, use your tornador and, get that vacuum cleaner out, man. There's no real going around it. You just got to get it done,
Yeah.
I see online, I see some people put like a polisher, turn the polisher on and leave it on the floorboard and let it vibrate so the sand will lift up.
Yeah.
I personally never tried that, but every time I come across one of those videos, I'm like, man, that does look like it works, right? But
I tried that one time and I got so much sand in my eyes. I never tried it again. And that's just me being a complete, newbie at the process and not knowing what I'm doing. But I was like choking. Not good.
But man, air compressed tools can help a lot if you
yeah.
know
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Chingy wants you to know, and yes, I agree. I was thinking about this, Chingy, but you're going to get a care package sent your way, Chris, so that you can try some things. So I will get your address after this, and we're going to send you. Good thinking, Chingy.
Big up Chingy. Big up Chingy Blingy. Yeah, every time.
Great minds think alike, Chingy. I think there might be, here we go. What is your taste in music? Bob Marley or UB40?
Oh, come on. Yo, Bob, I mean, if I had to pick one of those, that's what they're asking?
I don't know.
All day, but although UB40 does have good music, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, they have good music, but if I had to pick between the two, of course, Bob Marley, come on.
Of course. Yeah. Is that even a question? Huh? So this is a question I'm confused about. So it says, how's that DJing and music making going? Love your intro. Are you DJing or making music, or was that for somebody else?
Maybe who's this? Dark Dragon, DRK Dragon?
Yeah.
Yo, big up the Arcade Dragon. Maybe this individual is talking about some of the intros to my videos, maybe
Okay.
where it's more like a jingle and it has my name in there.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's that.
Maybe if I missed, yeah, I might have missed that. If I did, sorry if I missed that in there. I think we have all of the questions. If I missed one, guys, drop it in the chat again. We're about an hour here. I think I've gotten all the questions. I hope. Yes, red wine, UB40. The minute I saw UB40, red wine, came into mind, because who doesn't know that song, man? That song takes me back.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's a good song.
So in closing here, I do have one more. Actually, let's go ahead and just do this last giveaway. So I'm going to make you guys do a little bit of research here. This is for his merch. In fact, how about we choose between the Good Vibes? He has a Good Vibes t-shirt or a Good Vibes like trucker hat. You guys can choose. So I want you guys to please tell me on his YouTube channel what his first video was. Now, before you look, the very first one you're going to see is like a 58-second intro video. I'm not talking about that one. What was his very first video? What did he do his video on? Did I say that correctly, clearly?
Yeah, I think so.
What did he do? What was the title? What was his whole video about? Don't tell me what he detailed. Tell me what his first video was on. What did he, there you go. We got it right here. I'm sorry if I messed up that question, but Mango got it. It was a ceramic coating video. That's what I was trying to ask. What was the topic, I guess I should have said. So I'm sorry if I botched that question. But Mango, you have a choice of either his Good Vibes t-shirt or a trucker hat. Please email me at kaylintorres82@gmail.com here on the screen. Take a quick pic of that, and again, email me and I will get some of his merch sent out to you. Again, sorry guys if I botched that, but congratulations, Mango. So Chris, we have been on for a little over an hour. I have to tell you, this has been such a joy. I've had so much fun getting to know you and talking more with you today. Again, I hope I got everybody's questions. I know that you were in Florida, so it is a little later for you. And again, I just appreciate you coming on, man, and giving me your time. This was awesome.
The feeling is mutual, for sure. I really am humbled that you actually even reached out to me to come on your podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so cool. Really cool experience.
Absolutely. You know, as you get more into this, meet the detailers, and it kind of, expands into, what you're trying to do with it. I hope to get you back on, and maybe we can make that another topic of discussion, because I'm really excited to see where that goes. I know big things are coming for you. So
thank you so much. Most definitely. Of course, we're going to keep in touch. It's all about the connection, Christy. That's what I've been trying to tell you,
Connection, yep. And good vibes, right?
That's for sure. Keep the vibes good.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you for being with us here on this Monday night. And as always, I will catch you on the next one. So, bye.